What are the dangers of avoiding organizational politics? A lot of people wish they could. A lot of people want to just avoid that political arena. They say, ugh, turns me off. I don't want to play the game. And yet, that avoidance is really a type of denial. They're living on that river in Egypt called denial, because we can't escape politics. We can't avoid it. Many companies may differ from each other in terms of their culture. Some have more politics, some less. But I don't know of any that have repealed the laws of human nature. Have you? And these days, with the amount of competitive pressure, the amount of economic rewards, the amount of temptation, greed, pressure, fear that surrounds our corporate life, well, that means there's going to be politics. And let's face it, sometimes people get a little squirrely. You know, take greed, for example. Everyone gets along great in the family until what happens? Someone dies, and now there's brothers and sisters fighting about, what, $50,000, the estate. Think of what happens when there are millions at stake with stock options, golden parachutes. So we're saying, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. There has to be entry into the political arena. What a lot of people do is they become so disgusted by politics that they become disempowered, and they quit and leave, and they go to the next company where what do they find? Bah, thank you for playing. They find the same thing, politics. Or worse, they quit and stay at their company. So now what happens? They let their disgust, their resentment, their disheartenment about company politics drain their time, drain their energy, drain their performance, drain their morale, drain their motivation while they're playing Ain't It Awful over at the water cooler. And so there's a retention issue involved here. There's a morale and motivation issue involved here. If we abandon the arena by being so upset with this outrage about company politics, we're saying you don't have to lose out. You don't have to sell out. There's a way of entering the arena. The other thing that happens, and this is a danger to the individual as well as the company, is that that person who's competent and high integrity but who hates politics and wants to avoid it, they may become a victim of people who are overly political, of saboteurs, because they're walking around with a great big target on their back that says, kick me. They are victims. I remember one guy in a workshop recently said to me, you know, I finally get it, Rick. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and I've been wearing milk-bone underwear. And that's the kind of spirit that we're trying to gently tap you on the back to take a look at. Am I so into denial that I'm making myself a target or I'm losing out? We want people who are competent and high integrity in high places in companies, because we all read about in the newspapers what happens when the other kind of people are in charge. A lot of leaders, top managers say, oh, we have no politics here. We don't want to deal with politics. In a way, that's a leadership level wake-up call that's needed, because they're living on that river in Egypt at a leadership level. Top managers really are stewards of their company's resources and reputations. And the danger of saying, we don't have politics, we don't want to deal with politics, instead of confronting it and teaching an ethical way to be political, a high integrity system that we talk about. Well, the danger there to the leader is that it frees up the truly overly political people to go underground, because the whole company says, we've been inoculated. We have an ethics program. Well, having an ethics program or a values banner that's floating around and flying on the flagpole does not necessarily mean that high integrity good people know how to detect others who are not ethical. It doesn't protect them from people who can't be trusted, how to know who to trust, who not to trust, to detect deception. And also, it means that we might be tomorrow's headline waiting to happen. So our invitation is to have an individual level wake-up call for influence and impact and career growth, and to not be a victim, and to have a leadership level wake-up call that we don't want to avoid politics. Otherwise, we are endangering our companies. If you'd like to learn more about this topic, please click on the Related Knowledge button below.